There's a fascinating trend happening in Halifax's luxury real estate market that nobody is talking about. The South End is long considered to be Halifax's most prestigious address, but it isn't actually where you're going to find the region's most expensive homes. So what if I told you that Halifax's most luxurious properties aren't actually in Halifax Peninsula? As a realtor who's worked with some of the region's top executives moving here as well as relocating, I've discovered 5 hidden enclaves where properties are selling for more than double the price of South End homes. We're talking about acreages with private waterfronts, docks, and in some cases, they even have helicopter access pads. These areas are so exclusive that most of the properties will actually sell before hitting the MLS. So today, we are going to pull back the curtain on where Halifax's wealthy actually choose to live. I'm Richard Payne, your local Halifax realtor who relocated to this area over 18 years ago. I have got no plans to leave, so let's get into the video. Let's start off with a place that might actually surprise you, Indigo Shores in Middle Sackville. Now, when most people think of Sackville, they're not thinking luxury living, and that is not the first thing that comes to mind. But this is a very exclusive area and it's completely different from what you'd expect. Talking about location and accessibility, the location of Indigo Shores is 25 minutes to downtown Halifax, 15 minutes to Bedford Commons, and just 20 minutes to the Halifax Stanfield International Airport. Direct access onto both the 101 and then onto the 102. Talking about the community design, it's been a master plan development by Armco Capital, who are one of our biggest developers, and they've brought on with them over 6 of the major builders that have presence in this particular development. There's some fairly strict architectural guidelines that are basically there to ensure a very cohesive streetscape. We've got things like minimum home size requirements, we've got natural stone and wood or vinyl exterior requirements, underground utilities so you don't get any overhead wires that come from the house to the street. Talking about the community amenities, well, there is a big plan right now to actually put some parkland areas into the build location, as well as scheduled lake access, tennis courts and kids playground areas, and there is over 2.5 kilometers of maintained walking trails. The area has a minimum of half-acre lots, with about 70% of those homes that back onto forest land and natural buffer zones between the properties, giving you a bit of privacy. It has a variety of requirements from the covenants that are in place to make sure there's a standard of both the lot upkeep as well as the house bills, such as things like tree maintenance and cutting, native species requirements for those trees as well. Talking about some of the amenities, now the shopping nearby will definitely include Sackville Town Centre, Lower Sackville, as well as Bedford Commons, and there you're going to find Walmart Superstore, as well as some other pretty sizable big box stores, Canadian Tire, etc, etc. The area's also got some very good local restaurants. Now, you are going to need to drive to them because they're either in Lower Sackville or Bedford. We're talking Il Mercato, which is an Italian restaurant. Very, very good, favourite of mine. And then Finbar's Pub is a great for lunchtime, and of course the St. Patrick's Day celebration. Lots of cafes and bistros nearby, as well as fitness and recreational things. You're going to have to kind of go to First Lake Beach, Sackville Sports Stadium, again in Sackville area, Lost Creek Golf Course, as well as Springfield Lake Recreational Centre. The area does have a fairly good annual events calendar, including summer garden tours, holiday light festival, and a spring community fair. It's a fairly active community with associations that include social events and quarterly newsletters, a Facebook page, their own web page as well, and a welcome committee for new residents. Getting into schools and education, well, the school zones are in the Millwood High School catchment area, which does have an IB program available, and then you're going to have Millwood Elementary, that's French immersion. There are some private schools there as well, talking Bedford Academy within a 15-minute drive, and then Halifax Grammar School, 20 minutes drive down in Halifax. Talking real estate now, let's talk prices. Well, you're talking about $1 to $2.5 million for those executive larger single family homes that range from about 4 to 5 bedrooms and about 3,000 square feet, and especially if you're on the lake, that price is going to go up. Price per square foot, let's call it about $420, and the average lot size is about 3/4 of an acre. It does offer a lot of new construction options because we did mention earlier on there are 6 preferred builders, and you can get custom home packages that are going to be more pricey, about $1.5 million, 12 to 15 months to build time. Now, there are not a lot of lots in the current phase 5 with only 25 remaining, so they're going to have a very strong appreciation value. It's been around about 7% over the last year, but limited supply. There's only 120 total lots in the particular development, and there's not a lot of similar developments planned nearby, but there is still some land, so the developer and the builders could actually continue on if they so choose to. Property taxes, you're going to be hitting $10,000 and upwards depending on the house size and value. Now, while these luxury homes are impressive, just wait until you see some of the oceanfront estates that are going to come up in a few minutes that not only have private beaches, but deep water docks as well. Let's get into discussing St Andrews Village West in Fall River, and this is the place that I consider the hidden gem of Halifax luxury real estate. St Andrews Village West in Fall River. Located around about 25 minutes to downtown Halifax, let's say 12 minutes to the international airport, and around 15 minutes into Dartmouth Crossing. It's got direct access to Highway 102, and there are some private roads maintained by a homeowners association in there as well. This subdivision was developed by a local builder and developer and has some very strict architectural controls. So you're talking a minimum 3,000 square foot home size. Natural stone facades are required, as well as you're going to get some specific roof pitch requirements in there as well. The community features executive style properties situated between Aberdeen Lake on one side and Kinsack Lake on the other. And the neighbourhood is located in kind of a bit of an elevated position overlooking Kinsack Lake, which is going to offer you a unique microclimate. And let's say you're going to get just a few more sunny days than downtown Halifax, but definitely less fog because of that elevation. Lot features are roughly a minimum of 1 acre lots with natural stone outcroppings. Some mature tree preservations are definitely required when the builders go in and clear the lot as well. You're only 8 minutes from the Fall River Shopping Plaza and 15 minutes from Dartmouth Crossing. Local dining places, you've got Inn on the Lake, the Fourth Lock Pub and Restaurants, the Turtleback, as well as other cafes such as a Good Day Kitchen and Cafe. And if you love water activities, you do also have very easy access to Tomahawk Lake with a community dock, and that also has a bit of sandy beach as well. Nearby, you have facilities such as the Gordon Snow Community Centre, you have New Ashburn Golf and Country Club, as well as Oakfield Golf and Country Club, and there is also a Nova Scotia soccer indoor facility here as well. On community side, there are events and activities at the Gordon Snow Rec Centre, as well as some of those that are going to be organised by the various community associations, such as the Waverley Gold Rush, Fall River Christmas Tree Lighting Parade, just to name a couple of the associations that can happen around here. Schools in the area include George P. Vanier Junior High, Lockview High School, which has a very strong athletic program, and Ashley Jefferson Elementary, which does have a French immersion courses and pretty strong technology focus. Private schools, you do have access to Armbray Academy and Halifax Grammar School, and from the real estate point of view, you're talking price ranges in the 1 to about 2.6 million. You can go higher than that, of course. And then for new construction, we have 3 approved luxury builders, and custom home packages are going to start about 1.3 million with, I'd say, 14 to 18 month builds, but there's only 3 lots remaining. We've seen a significant appreciation of about 38% over the last few years, and there's only 85 total lots, so again, with only 3 remaining, it's a pretty limited supply. Property taxes, you're talking $13,000 and up, with some pretty strict architectural guidelines as well. Now we're getting into some of the most expensive waterfront properties in the whole of Nova Scotia. The homes here rarely come on the market, and when they do, they can often sell privately before hitting the MLS. But before we get into those, please take a moment to like this video, give me the thumbs up, and subscribe to the channel if you're enjoying the content. I've lived in Halifax area for over 18 years, and one of my favorite things to do is actually help people learn about the area, where to live and what's actually happening. So if that is something of interest to you, then please do subscribe for the weekly videos, because I can guarantee that you're not going to get these local insights that I'm going to give you, and you're not going to find them anywhere else. Let's start off with Shore Drive in Bedford. This location is centered around 20 minutes from downtown Halifax, 25 minutes up to the airport, and about 10 minutes over to Bedford Place Mall and Sunnyside Mall. It's got direct access to Bedford Highway as well as the 102, and it's within walking distance to places like the Wolf Park, Bedford Basin Yacht Club, and the Bedford Waterfront development. You also have direct Bedford Basin access because you're on Shore Drive. The neighbourhood offers private deep water docks that can accommodate sailing vessels, boats, yachts up to about 45 feet, and it's a protected harbour as well. The waterfront characteristics, we're talking rocky shorelines with natural granite outcroppings, protected coves, and those protected coves are absolutely beautiful, but wait until you see the dramatic views and spectacular storm watching spots that we're going to explore in a minute. Now you've got south facing exposure that's going to give you a maximum amount of sunlight, as well as it's going to give you natural protection from nor'easter storms. Given that it's located around 10 minutes from Bedford Place Mall and of course the Shore Drive area, you're going to find a variety of waterfront restaurants, boutique shops, as well as specialty food stores such as Pete's Fruitique. You're also near the Bedford Highway Strip, and there are quite a lot of various dining options for all sorts of flavours and requirements there. Recreation and fitness, you got access of course to the Bedford Basin Yacht Club, offering a full service marina, sailing programs and social events. De Wolf Park, you'll also find some waterfront walking trails, concert pavilion, historical displays. Other facilities are going to be Bedford Leisure Centre, tennis courts, private fitness clubs and an outdoor swimming pool in the summer. Bedford has a variety of entertainment for residents and visitors such as the Bedford Days Festival, the Waterfront Concert Series, beautiful art galleries, a community theatre and historical walking tours. The community events include annual celebrations such as Bedford Days Celebrations, which takes on part around Canada Day, where there's going to be waterfront activities, a boat parade, and of course that fireworks display on Canada Day. Light Up Bedford Parade, we have Summer Concert Series, and the Bedford Yacht Basin Club Regattas. Schools nearby include Charles P. Allen, also known as CP Allen High School, which has a very strong academic reputation, and of course Bedford Academy, which is a private school with a very advanced curriculum. You also have a number of other private schools nearby, Halifax Grammar School of course down in Halifax, as well as Sacred Heart School and Armbray Academy. Current price range for Shore Drive is around $1.5 to $3 million, with the average price per square foot of around $450. Lot sizes are a little bit smaller, about 0.5 to 0.8 acres, and limited opportunities for new construction and renovation. The neighbourhood has historic waterfront estates, and the architectural style includes original Victorian mansions, we're talking 1880s to 1900s, mid-century modern homes, contemporary luxury builds where people have demolished old houses and built new ones, and the typical lot features things such as 100 plus waterfront, half to 1 acre lots, mature landscaping, private beaches and natural rock walls. The neighbourhood does have a historical value appreciation, giving you around about, I'd say 9% a year. Investment considerations include the fact that there is an extremely limited inventory, strong international buyer interest, and of course a bit of a potential for executive leases and rentals. Neighbourhood does have some heritage property restrictions, so be careful of those, which are going to give you some high maintenance costs, and of course dock maintenance, shoreline protection and historical preservation requirements are going to be there. There is no homeowners association, but there are some pretty strict municipal guidelines. I've still got 2 more waterfront areas to show you, but the question is, can you guess which ones they are? Leave a comment down below if you think that I've missed any particular areas that you want me to kind of get into and do some future videos on. Let's talk about St. Margaret's Bay. Now, the interesting thing about St. Margaret's Bay is just the variety of luxury properties that it actually has for sale down there. And you've got incredible contemporary glass houses right next to beautifully restored century homes. Located around 30 to 45 minutes from downtown Halifax and over 45 minutes from the actual international airport, you do have multiple communities centered all around the bay. So first one is Bootlier's Point, then we get into Glenhaven, Queensland and Hubbards. Access is through Highway 103 and of course St. Margaret's Bay Road, also called Route 3. You do also have direct Atlantic Ocean access. It's on the ocean front. This gives you a variety of shoreline characteristics. So if you're looking on the western, it's going to give you more sun exposure, protected coves, natural rock formations and better swimming conditions. Eastern shore, you're going to get dramatic cliff views, much more rugged coastline, but better sailing conditions and deeper water access if you have the boat. This area also experiences quite a few microclimates, such as the Western Shore, which gets around about 25% more sunny days annually, and the Eastern Shore, but that one gets a little bit more fog, so is very spectacular for storm watching. Temperature variations are up to 5 degrees between shores, and you can experience some pretty different wind patterns as well, and that's going to affect boating and kayaking conditions. Looking at the local amenities, you'll have access to St Margaret's Bay Yacht Club, giving you that full service marina, sailing school, as well as social events there. Then we've got Hubbard's Marina, which gives deep water moorings, boat launches, and of course marine services. Water activities include premium sailing conditions, deep sea fishing, kayaking, paddle boarding, and swimming beaches. For shopping, you have access to the Hubbard's Shopping Centre location, and you're also close to the Trellis Cafe and a variety of local dining, such as the Shore Club, which has its own very famous lobster suppers. Then you have seaside restaurants as well as boutique cafes. The area also has the Hubbard's Barn and Community Park, offering year-round farmers market and community events. Other outdoor activities are going to include the Rails to Trail biking and walking path, Queensland Beach Provincial Park, Cleveland Beach Provincial Park, good location for beaches, and golf courses within 20 minutes. The area has a variety of annual community events such as the Shore Club Dance Series, the Hubbard's Lobster Festival, and of course the Summer Concert Series and Studio Tour. Community activities are very much around the sailing regattas, farmers markets, art shows, and music festivals. Public schools, you have options such as the Sir John A. Macdonald High School, Five Bridges Junior High, and Tantallon Senior Elementary. Prices over there definitely vary by area. So if we're on the Western Shore, we're talking $2.5 to $6 million, Eastern Shore $2 million to about $4.5, and Peninsula $3 to about $10 million. Recent sales data showing 2024 that the average price there was around 4.2 million, with many private sales, about 40%, and an average days on market for 85. New construction homes, you have some pretty limited buildable lots. There are 4 specialized oceanfront builders, and you're talking 18 to 24 month build time with an extensive permitting processing because it's on the ocean. Area is known though for its historical diversity. Historic maritime estates between the 1850s and 1900s, mid-century summer homes, ultra-modern glasshouses, as well as restored fishing cottages. Typical features for homes are around 150 to 400 feet of oceanfront, between 1 to 2 acre lots, private beaches, deep water docks, guest houses are very common, and you're going to even find some helicopter pads in select properties. Homes there have seen a value appreciation of around 8%, and from an investment consideration, it's all going to come down to limited inventory, strong international demand, and luxury rental potential. And we're talking about $5,000 to $10,000 a week in summer for the bigger, super duper high-end houses. Last but definitely not least, let's talk about Oakfield and Grand Lake. This area is centered all around the lake called Grand Lake, and it's becoming increasingly popular with executives and business owners, as well as some notable hockey players. And there's a good reason why. It's all about the lakefront properties here and everything that that lake has to offer. It's located about 25 minutes from downtown Halifax, 8 minutes though to Halifax Stanfield International Airport. So pretty close to getting everywhere you need, with multiple access points. Not only do we have Highway 102, we have Oakfield Park Road as well as Grand Lake Road. Some of the unique transportation options here do allow you to have float plane access, private dock facilities, and the option if you have a larger estate for a helipad as well. Grand Lake is Nova Scotia's largest freshwater lake with a whopping 24 kilometers of shoreline and an average depth of that shoreline of 30 feet. Waterfront properties include those private docks, which are very much permitted, float plane landing zones, protected coves, as well as some sandy beaches in select areas. It is a clean spring-fed lake, so it is of course excellent for swimming as well as some fishing opportunities, and given the size of it, you've got a sailing club on there as well as any water activities you require. The activity does have a variety of other activities such as Oakfield Golf and Country Club, which is a championship 18-hole course that also has tennis courts and a fine dining restaurant. Water activities are clearly going to include boating, water skiing, fishing, swimming, and of course those float plane operations. Shopping and dining, you're only 15 minutes from everything we recovered in that Fall River section, St Andrews Village West, as well as a further 15 minutes then down to Bedford and Dartmouth Crossing. Local establishments do include the Oakfield Golf Club restaurant, as well as Grand Lake Cafe, and we do have some variety in the country markets once you get up to like Enfield, Elmsdale, Lance area. Now, if you like to stay active, you do have access to the Oakfield Golf and Country Club facilities. Grand Lake trail system and water sports facilities. Community activities include things like the golf tournaments, boat parades in the summer, lake cleanup days, as well as many social gatherings. School zones include options such as, going back to Fall River, Lockview High School, George P. Vanier, and Holland Road Elementary. For private schools, you're talking Sandy Lake Academy, Halifax Grammar School again, and Armbury Academy. Current price range is around about 1.2 to 3.5 million, with the average price up there being around about $425 a square foot. Recent market data shows about a 29% increase over the last 24 to 36 months, with only about 4 to 6 active listings. For new construction homes, you have several premium lots available, 3 approved luxury builders, and about 12 to 15 months in terms of a build time. The properties in the area have a variety of architectural styles. You do have those contemporary lakefront estates, renovated cottages, new luxury builds, as well as the custom boat houses. Typical features for these homes include about 100 to 300 feet of lake frontage, 1 to 3 acre lots, private docks, boat houses, as well as some guest accommodations. Landscaping up there will be incredible because you've got a natural shoreline preservation, you're going to have mature trees and gentle slopes down to the water, and therefore professional landscaping is very common. The neighbourhood up there has seen appreciation of around about 14%, and if you're looking to buy something up there, consider things like the limited lakefront inventory, growing demand from the executives, not a lot of places have float plane access, and also strong rental potential. Look, after spending years helping people find luxury properties here in Halifax, here's what I can tell you. These areas offer a level of luxury living that most people just don't know exists here in Nova Scotia. Yes, they each come at a premium price, but the lifestyle they offer is truly exceptional if you know what you're looking for. So if you made it to this point in the video, there's a very good chance you are seriously thinking about buying or selling your home in the Halifax area. I would love to be your real estate resource of choice to help you guide you through these transactions. Just contact me at richard@richardpayne.ca or check out the information in the description for more ways to get hold and contact me. And before you go, if you found this helpful, you'll definitely want to check out my next video. I'll link it right up here. Cheers, and I will see you on the next one.